Welcome back to Paper People. My name is Amy Williams, and if you consider yourself to be a paper person, then you are in the right place. I can't believe we are talking again so soon. I mean, I know I do this every other week, but time is just flying by. We are in October if you are not watching this currently. And for me, a person in retail, that means that I am forehead deep into Christmas. So time is but an illusion. And I'm feeling, I don't know, that's just sort of the vibe. Today's paper person genuinely needs no introduction. She is a highly requested guest of the podcast and honestly a no-brainer. She is the third person I invited to be on the podcast when I launched back in January, February, and I'm thrilled that the day is finally here. Today, I chat with Claire from Online. We get into her history with journaling, we talk about her current ecosystem, her plans for the future, and maybe there's a few like hot takes sprinkled throughout the episode. Claire is a pillar of the journaling community. I know that you're gonna love this episode. And if you're just meeting Claire, make sure that you are following her on Instagram and TikTok because she is a favorite follow of mine and everyone else's. Without further ado, Claire from Online. Enjoy.
Several of my friends who I trust and who also post content, they're like, you do this stuff. Like, this is what you do as a hobby, and you do post on Instagram. And I know I see you on YouTube. So, like, why not just post more on TikTok? Like, I don't get it. What's the disconnect? And it's always been about authenticity for me. And it's just at the bottom of it all, it was just like I didn't want to for some reason, and I couldn't pinpoint why. And I still don't exactly know why. I don't know. But I was just like, oh, well, okay. So for instance, junk journaling, fine, whatever. That's not really how I would characterize my journaling. I do have spreads that are very, like, as the people call it, chaotic or very colorful. I paste postcards and random stuff in, but like day to day, I like to write. I like to not draw necessarily, but
You
like
do a lot more writing than I think most.
I do some writing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's kind of why I started Not Afraid of Paper, honestly, because I felt like that was when junk journaling was like really picking up, and people were like, okay, this is super cool, but I don't really know if I have this creative skill set necessarily. And like, I'm kind of afraid to see what would happen if I start writing about my feelings, or like, I don't even really know what to say. And so and some of the prompts that I shared were a little bit more like, try a collage today, see if you like it. Try to, experiment with this kind of color. So it was leaning a little bit, some prompts were leaning art journaling, some, but most of them were about like, let's write about where you're at right now. And it doesn't even have to be like super deep or profound. It can literally just be like an account of your days. Who are you spending it with? What are you doing? What's your mood? What's the weather like? Shelby Dodge, like, who won the sports game and what, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, Erin Fairchild also does like literally what's in her pockets. And I think that's
I
so
love that.
like she in her episode mentions like I wish that I had an account of that when I was in my 20s. And so now I'm making sure that I have it now. And I think
Yeah.
about it all the time.
Yeah. I love writing lists like that.
Yeah.
That's probably my favorite way to journal or like take stock of where I'm at in any given point in time.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. I think yeah, I think I think I
You
think
think? I think too. I
I
think
think
sometimes.
yeah, and I'm trying to decide which way I want to think. But maybe for the sake of just
You know what I've got right here?
tell me what you've got right here.
I've got my little stack of like what I'm using right now, because I
Let's
feel like
freaking
that would
talk
be a
about
nice
it.
place to start, don't you
Let's
think?
freaking
All
talk
right,
about it.
let's do it. Okay, here we go. I fixed you on my screen. All right, so we've got planner,
Mm-hmm.
diary, journal. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't.
You like to explain it to those that maybe don't get
I
it?
would love to
Okay,
explain
good.
it. Yeah.
Good.
I loved your little tidbit note in the episode with Megan about how someone was being rude to you on, I think, your Instagram about like sharing your diary. And you were like, bro, first of all, this is not my diary. This is my art journal.
Oh,
Get it
yeah.
right, please.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
was like, what do you
Yeah.
mean? Well, he's an
What do you
idiot. But
mean?
yes, that's so funny. I'd forgotten about that.
Yeah. So this Hobonichi 5-year A5 size We love to see it. Ah, yes. Okay, are you keeping up with yours? How's it going?
Yeah. I
Good.
I have a few days I need to backlog, but yeah,
Whomst among us.
yeah, I
I
know.
mean, yeah. It's not easy. I think I get okay. In my question boxes on Instagram, I often get like, I am so behind. What do you do? I'm like 10 days behind. I'm like, okay, I've been 40 days behind before and I've caught up.
Mhm.
So like you can do it. It's okay.
How are you catching
Um,
up?
how do I catch up? Well, it kind of depends. I think most often I'm like sitting on the couch with my coffee and I'm like, okay, I am realizing I've got to catch up on 16 days. Let me knock out 8 today and then 8 tomorrow and then we'll be in business.
Without putting it too close to the screen,
Sure.
can you hold it open and I can see like
Of
what an
course.
average day of writing looks like?
Of course. Let me just pop to today. Why not? So I'm filling up. I mean, mostly I
Hmm.
try to do at least 4 or 5 lines per.
Yeah. Okay.
Sometimes I don't have a lot to say. I mean, there are days, of course. Like, let me find one that's just a little bit more. I'm always a little less inspired in like February and March. And so I'm
Hmm.
sure there's something here. Okay, this is a good example. February 24th. I have like 3 lines about the weather. And then I went back like a week later and I wrote what I ate and what I did with my brother. He was visiting.
Oh.
And then I just wrote in 2025, like a quick note. It was my friend's baby's first birthday. So I just said, it's Nora's first birthday. Her party this weekend looked cute. They live in Maine. I wasn't there, but like that's all I wrote. And that's all I need to write because I'm like, oh, okay. Oh, okay. So talk to me. Are we writing feelings?
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Yeah, big
sometimes,
time.
but honestly, mostly it's a mix of both. It's a
Yeah.
mix of both. Yeah.
I would say
Um,
the same for me.
but I write really big and also I don't care to make it really neat. So a
Oh,
lot of
that's
times
so
it's
Amy.
coming across way over here.
It's so good. Oh, yeah. One sentence. Went to work, but was totally in a daze.
And I
Yeah.
did. I'm so sick. I got my hair cut and came back. I'm so bored. I'm so sick. That was
Literally.
one for
Oh,
me.
I'm sorry. 121. Everyone is so sick and it's a natural part of life, but it's so triggering for me
Oh,
because
I
the
bet.
stomach bug was like going
Yeah.
around school and I literally could not function.
Oof.
Emetophobia gang. But anyway.
Oof.
Um, but yeah, I love it because I can approach it very
Mhm.
like, here's what I ate, here's what I did, here's who
Mhm.
I saw, whatever. But I also, because I don't really share it online and I don't do like flip throughs,
Yeah, I
and this
don't
is my
either.
diary,
Yeah.
I do write about, some interpersonal relationship stuff or like some job problems, because where else am I going to put it? So
Yeah.
yeah. So that's kind of what this is. But I've been keeping up with it. Oh, and right side. Do you use your right side aside
I
from
do it as overflow and that's it.
overflow? Okay.
Yeah. And I'll have
I've
to
been
like this year I'm having to put like 25 and circle it and then
mhm,
continue to
mhm.
write so that way I don't get
I hear you.
confused.
All right, let me show you this. This is like a new development, but I have a little index in the front that
Oh, cute.
has, yeah. So like we have, well, I guess I started it. What am I calling it? Oh, I'm calling it turn the page, the right page index, part one. And then I'm going through, it is like 366 lines.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm writing what I wrote about on that day. And as you
I
can see, it is not quite even filled up at all, but I don't know. Like, okay, so we got engaged on the 27th of April. So like that right side of the page is gonna be the engagement story.
right.
Yeah. So I'm liking it so far.
And it's in years to come, what if something else happens that's right page worthy? Then it just
Then it goes on the next day or a day
oh, okay.
nearby. I
I see.
think,
I see.
that's
Yeah.
kind of what I'm thinking. So, oh, here's another thing. This is something that I was not excited to bring up, but I guess like so many people that you have on the pod, and also you love to read. I
Yeah.
also love to read, but I don't read a lot. And that's, I don't know. We don't have to even get into it, but
There
I
is
don't read.
no, I'm not here to quantify reading because you're right. It's different for everyone
Thanks.
every year. Yeah.
Every year. Yeah. I average between, I would say like 15 to 20, which is still like not
That's
no books,
Claire.
you
Some
know.
people don't read that much in their life.
I know
Life.
that, and you're so right about that. This is the 24-25 book list on the
Oh,
right
I
side page
love that.
for January 5th.
That's a great idea.
And it says 2 years on one page because I guess I just haven't been reading as much as I had in the previous 5 to 7 years, but it's whatever. Bro, I haven't even been updating my Goodreads and I haven't even written anything yet, but I do a pretty good job of like
Mm,
writing that down in my journal. And so I'm just going to take, a walk down memory lane there and then write everything. And I think that in 2 years, it'll fill up. And
yeah.
then I'll probably do 26, 27 on the next page and whatever. So
Yeah,
that's
so
this.
I think everybody knows when I back journal, I'm referencing my Instagram stories and my camera
Mm,
roll and my
mm,
planner. Is that kind of
mhm.
same vibe
Yeah,
for your 5 year?
definitely same vibe.
Yeah.
Big on the camera roll for sure.
Yeah.
Big on the social media presence for sure.
Mhm.
I am posting Instagram stories often,
Yeah,
as you
I've
know.
kind
And
of yeah, and because I'm watching. I'm
yeah,
kind of at a
thanks.
point where I like come December, I have a lot of days I need to fill in. I actually wrote a big list the other day when I was procrastinating of all the 5 year dates I need to fill in. Of course, now
Oh, I
I
do that all the
forget.
time. I love that.
But I think my plan is like come August, because it looks like last year I didn't do much of August. Day of, I'll just do 24 and 25 at the same time. That's my hope
Hmm.
to get caught up because I'm staring at like an empty August and November mostly.
Yeah, that's a good strategy. I like that.
Yeah, so we'll see. I'll update
Yeah,
someone, anyone.
update me.
Yeah,
Think of me.
there you go.
All
So
right,
hit me with the next one.
here we go. This is my journal. She's a creative journal. I
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't really call her a junk journal because
Mm-hmm.
there's not a lot of junk. Because I'm not really good at I'm okay at saving it, but I will just hold on to it and hoard it and not do so much with it. And that's my own personal problem.
Yeah, yeah.
But I have a Yumi
So cute.
Kitagishi cover, the little gifts cover, Hobonichi 2024. And I love this little pocket. I always carry $1 with me. This is just something that I've done since my bullet journal days in like 2016. Because I mean, now I kind of tip 150 or whatever with my card at the coffee shop,
Mm,
but like back when lattes were 450, I felt like
yeah,
$1. I don't know.
absolutely.
So it was like my tip money
Yeah, that's
about a
cute.
decade ago when I was in
Yeah.
grad school, but I don't know. It's just my cute little thing that I do. It's like my little, I don't know. Always have $1, always have a stamp,
Mm-hmm. Got to.
always have a stamp. This is a cute photo of my brother and my aunt at my cousin's wedding,
Oh my
like
God.
2 decades ago. And I'm doing something, I'm writing,
That's so
and she's
cute.
looking over my shoulder, and it's really cute. And this is a very cute, uh, a little sassy sticker that my friend Sam got me. Hold on.
Incredible.
I don't know where they got it, but it says, oh, it's 3 Potato 4. You know 3 Potato 4, right?
I don't think so.
Okay. I love 3 Potato 4. Put that
Okay.
in the down bar. Great place for cutesy little vinyl stickers for your journals.
Yeah.
Three
Okay. I
Potato
have a question
4.
about the
Yeah.
pockets of it all
Yeah.
because I don't like my planner is a happy planner. There's nothing in there.
Mm-hmm.
there's stamps and things, but I'm not
Mm-hmm.
really utilizing a pocket like that. And I for
Yeah.
my work notebook I'm using this cover and cover.
I
And
used
I
to have
have
that cover.
huh?
I used to have that cover
Oh yeah.
with the exact same combo.
Oh, there you
And then
go.
I sold it to a follower.
Not
And now
me.
I'm
Wish you would
sad.
have
I
sold
mean,
it.
I hope she uses it, but okay. Very cute. Very cute.
So
Let
I
me see.
have like shoved in here
Hmm.
stuff like this is all from Go Wild that people were passing out
Love
and
it.
some other things, but like I have not once looked in here. So I'm
Hmm.
like, do you carry things sentimentally, which I feel like
Yeah.
you are?
Uh-huh.
And are you carrying anything ever that's like usable other than the
Sure.
stamp and the dollar?
Okay. That's a great question. It's funny that you mentioned that because I just changed this out like last week. I forgot that I put this in one of so yours is also a Hobonichi, so it's got
Yeah,
that
yeah.
same, we got the double like internal pockets.
Mhm.
I forgot that I put this little washi tape sampler in here. So I try not to actually put things in those pockets
Yeah.
because I will forget about them. And then I
Oh,
won't use them and I'll be like, where's that sticker sheet?
yeah. I
All the
have.
while I'm carrying it with me, but I'm not using it. So yeah, I try not to like overstuff because I also, we're not talking like Amy, y'all,
It's
a
thick.
5 cousin chunk, but it's,
Yeah.
it's thick, it's thickish. So I actually don't think I'll be able to use this. This is a spring start, by the way. So I started this in
Hmm.
late March because I'm me. But by the time we get to October, I'll probably have to move out of this and back into my Mo term, which just has a little bit more give and more
Because
space.
this is a carry. You carry this with you?
I do. Yeah, I do. But and again, I'm glad I'm in a good space to talk about it, that I'm not like carrying any type of big feelings about it, but I really haven't been like, okay, so again, starting in late March, like I opened this thing every day and I was doing a whole lot
Yeah.
of tracking and just, again, it's not that it's not creative because I don't want to downplay it, but it's also, I'm not like going out of my way to like find the most junk and have the most color in there, but you know, little things here and there. But so anyway, through March through probably like the beginning of June, it was very consistent. Every day is filled up. And then we get into like late June and early July, and it's just not, you know.
Do you think this is because it's like your summer and you're like, I have
Mhm,
to be out and out and out?
mhm.
Okay.
This okay, so like this was, I guess, 2 days ago and yesterday, completely blank. And I mean, I'll probably catch up, but I'm also just not in the space right now where I'm like, I must back journal.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but if I want to, I can, and I probably will.
Okay.
But
Because I'm,
dynamic.
I think we're here to get into the nitty gritty. And so I am getting like, I want to kind of nuts and bolts this a little bit.
Let's do it. Let's go.
I famously cannot repeat myself. I don't like it. I'm like short-tempered. I don't like it with
Mm,
myself even. So
hmm
like I'm curious because you do a lot of writing and you do a lot of like in your diary, your
hmm
record keeping,
hmm
but in your pages, like when you do go back to fill in yesterday and the day before, what's
hmm
that going to look like?
That's such a great question. I actually don't mind. I have found, I thought I minded repeating myself. I just think the thought of it, I'm like, oh, I can't believe I'm repeating myself. But I actually don't really mind it in some ways. So,
Yes.
like, maybe the first thing that I would do is go here first. At the end of my night with my tea, 9:30 p.m., I am writing with my fountain pen what happened that day. And then
Hmm.
I'm like, oh, okay, this is something I want to dive deeper into. Like, I actually have more to say about, and it could be something as mundane as like the walk that I took with Eric and Cookie. Like I want to talk more about like the deer we saw or like who we ran into or whatever. And then I kind of go from there. And I've also been, okay, let's see, like back in, here we go. So this is March, early April, maybe. I think it's March.
Wow.
You
Okay.
can see that I am like, I am filling up the page, not
Yeah.
because I feel like I have to, but just because I want to.
Yeah.
But
I don't think you've
then
ever done anything because you feel like you have to.
this is true. And this is true because I do only what I want all of the time.
You know what I
Oh
mean.
my gosh. Okay, hold on. No, but for real, I won't do it if I don't want to.
Yeah.
I won't do it if I don't want to.
Yeah.
Really quick intermission. July 9th, nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday.
Oh my God, that's so
So it's
funny.
everywhere right now. Okay, but anyway, sometime in late June, early July, I've actually started to use my right side, no, so sorry, my left side, like hour
Mhm.
tracker. And
Yeah.
so that leaves just like the right side of the page for the writing. And
Hmm.
then I don't feel like it's as daunting because I don't really have to fill up as much. So yeah.
Do you, that's funny. Julying. Sorry, I can't stop repeating
Yeah.
that in my head.
June's over,
Um,
July.
oh my God. Okay. Was this, you used to bullet journal?
Uh,
I
uh,
know lore.
hold on. I came prepared. Okay, well, hold on. Let
Oh,
me listen to
well,
you
my
really quick.
question is like,
Ask me.
were you doing this in your bullet journal? Like, were you writing the equivalent of nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Please
I'd
hold.
love to see. Yeah.
Actually, this is so great because, well, can we tell them that we tried to record? We tried to record. We tried to record in March before, and it was so funny because it was like right before I went to Chicago Stationery Fest, which reignited
Hmm.
the joy of journaling for me for a little bit, especially like it carried, I think that carried me through the rest of my school year.
Oh, I'm
You
sure.
were physically sick. I was unwell mentally. And so it just was like, and I was having some extreme technological issues. And I'm so glad that those have not
I know. Don't even
surfaced,
bring it
but
up. I'm like
I won't even. Yeah, it
jinxing,
was because it was
knocking on
frustrating
wood.
because we were so excited. But
Yeah.
I think that you would agree that we just are in a better
Yeah.
place now
Yes.
for
Yes.
sure. So anyway, I've been going through these this spring and summer, and I have been having so much fun just like looking back at everything.
Yeah.
So I was an extreme bullet journaler from 2016 to 2020. And then you know how that year went. So I kind of fell off with it because I couldn't write. I didn't know what to write about. I didn't know,
Yeah,
I couldn't
same.
process my feelings in that time.
Yep.
So first bullet journal started April 1st, 2016. It is very not cute,
So you've
but it
always
didn't
like
matter to me.
accidentally been a spring start person.
Kind of, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
and my birthday is April, so it
Yeah.
just kind of makes sense for me.
Mhm.
But we will get into the Hobonichi of it all. Don't you worry.
I'm
We
ready.
will. So anyway, this is my first bullet journal, and it's very much Boho Berry on
Mhm.
YouTube. If anyone remembers her, I love her, and she really inspired me. This is like right when I moved to Arkansas alone for grad school, and yeah, I mean, so I didn't think that this was like any good, but it was also so therapeutic for me to do, to just
Yeah.
list everything out in bullet form. Yeah, I loved it.
I
And
would
then
love to
this,
see, side note, a
yeah,
Substack from you about like what you learned from your bullet journal and like what you've carried over. So just I'm putting that out there. Please
okay. Well, I'll
deliver.
put it in the drafts today. Let's
Okay,
do
thank
it.
you.
Let's go. Okay,
Okay.
this is, I call this Old Yeller, and I am telling you, January to May 2017. That's all this took. And this there's a lot of
Wow.
writing in here too. I'm not just like putting in postcards, which is fine if you
Yeah,
do that. But I mean, I was out here writing. But okay. Pineapple belongs on pizza,
it
in case
does.
you were
Hard
wondering.
agree.
Uh there's a picture of Joe Biden eating ice cream, and it is what it is. There's I pasted memes in here. Um, hold on. Some of this is not safe, but we have when you grab the McDonald's and eat a little bit out of everybody's fries and then take the one you didn't touch.
Oh my God. That's actually so me, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, totally. Um anyway, I don't know, but then it was also like really cute, right?
Yeah.
Like this is my friend's wedding and I'm still like such good friends with them to this day. So this kind of memory keeping is so important to me, and this is around the time that I started sharing on my Instagram too. And we can get into this also, but there was a
Yeah.
community. I am not the first person. I don't want
No.
to even say that
I
out loud.
but I would love to know like how you went from like bullet journal listing all the things you have to do
Mhm.
to like, oh, I'm gluing stuff in here. Do you remember
Okay,
like what got you there?
yeah, so biggest inspiration as like someone I watched on YouTube, Cheyenne Barton for sure. If you look, she doesn't, I think she's more of an illustrator now, but 2016, 2017, Loistrom 1917, hardcover, dot grid, A5.
Mm.
Like I was very inspired by the way that she structured her pages, but at the same time, I can't. Okay. It's not that I can't and don't. I'm going to get myself into trouble by saying
Mhm.
this, but I don't pull up Pinterest and I'm like, okay, let me just copy this page down
Yeah.
because it doesn't sit right with my spirit. And I'm not saying that that is a bad thing to do at all. I just can't, it doesn't hit for me. I don't know. I need to like watch 3 hours of flip throughs from someone on YouTube, really study how they do things and listen to them talk about who inspires them and where they get inspiration. And
Mhm.
then I need to like spread out on my
Mhm.
friends' like dining room table and we share supplies. And this is what I did in grad school. It was a low cost way to spend our time, even though, washi tape and pens can get, a little expensive here and there. We would all share supplies. I was really blessed to have some friends in my program who actually like love to do this too. And we just like kind of bounced ideas off of each other in real life. And I think that that was really important to my practice too. Let me find like a very 2017 page real quick. Okay.
Mhm.
This is kind of where we were
Oh,
at in
wow.
January 2017, I think. And it was
Yeah.
just, I really started by just like taking pictures that I liked from around that time, pasted them in. And then around the pictures, I talked about like what I spent my time doing. Lots of washi
And
tape, and it was fun.
so I have talked about this like too much, so I'm not going to get into it, but I loved bullet journaling. Like I loved the idea of it, but I could never commit because it required so much upfront setup.
Mhm.
So I'm curious, like for pages like this, so would this be
Mhm.
considered like the start of the month of February?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
in this case,
In
yeah.
this
I think
case, were
yes, in
you
this case.
sitting down and being like, okay, I'm doing the beginning to February page? Do you know what I mean? I know it's like a hard question too, because that was a
Yeah.
billion years
Well,
ago.
it just changed every month. It was very dynamic. And that's what I liked about having like, okay, that's one point for Leuchtturm 1917 gang versus Hobonichi or any kind of dated planner is that you could really make it anything that you wanted. And pages that I didn't share as much in here looked much more, gosh, like I don't know, like here's a little future log I did in pencil that was
Mhm.
just a list. But
I
like
think if you don't know Amanda Loves Pens,
I love
okay,
her.
she's the best in the world. And
Yes.
she keeps what she refers to as her bullet journal, but it's like if yours was just like pen and marker and like rainbow
Mm-hmm.
and explosion. And it's so
Mm-hmm.
fun to see her set those up because it's like, I don't know, it just is a way like you guys can work in a way that my brain refuses to allow me to. And I'm so jealous.
Yeah. Oh, here's okay. This is when I was still bullet journaling. This is like I would literally write 5 lines per day, and it was every day. Like, here's what I had going on:
Wow.
clinic team meeting, client at 1:30, out with the gals, and then the Blackhawks 1:10 to 1. Like that was just, but like
Yeah.
that's what it was when I was really in the thick of grad school.
And this
That's
was
what it
your
was.
planner.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically. I mean, I've always been, especially like being a speech language pathologist, having to have so many things. Like we have to consider HIPAA and all of that.
Yeah.
So much of what I do is in a secure spot online. I don't do creative work for my job, or you know what I mean. And so I do feel like it is not only redundant to write about what is already in these
Hmm.
portals or whatever, but I also like, given that I share online and I like to do quick flip throughs, it's also like I can't do it. Like I shouldn't
Right.
and I can't. And that's why I try not to get annoying about it. But people would ask me, oh, let me see your work planner, let me see your work planner. I was
Yeah.
like, no, like I
Yeah.
literally can't, and I'm sorry. But I'm not gonna show it to you.
Yeah.
But I don't currently have a work planner. I decided not to start one because I am a spring start girly. I didn't start a new one in April just because I knew I was leaving the schools.
Hmm.
And I just didn't know, like, I don't know what's coming next still, really, when it comes to like full time work. So I'm not jumping into anything. Maybe I'll treat myself to a happy planner or something.
The way I would get in my car and drive to your house and just be like, let's do this.
You're
If you ask,
convincing me. Like, and that's
I
the thing. It's like,
swear it's the best thing in the world.
I want to hear about it. I want to hear about it. So
What
we're
do you
done
want to
with
hear?
bullet journaling, I think. I basically I
Well,
brought these back up though to tell you that I always have been a little silly in here. I love
yes.
putting
Yes.
memes, and I think that that's also something like, not like, oh, that's where I got a lot of my following, but I think when people when they interact with my content or see my content for the first time, the biggest feedback I get is like, wow, I didn't know that you could be so, one could be so
Yes.
playful, be so silly, be so whatever. It doesn't have to be so serious. And I'm like, yeah, like what, it really doesn't.
Well,
But
yes,
also,
but also,
you don't have to be so silly. You don't have to always make a joke. That's just kind of who I am. I'm a little goofy, and I could stand to be a little bit more serious sometimes. So I'll just say that you don't have to, in order to have like a fulfilling journaling practice, you don't have to be pasting memes in your
hmm,
planner. Like you just don't. And if you feel like you have to, you've lost the plot.
I agree. Yeah.
You feel me?
I think that so many of us, um, mm, like, I think our desire to do something gets in the way of us actually doing it. Like my 2023 cousin, oh, that was lucky. I didn't realize it was right here. The first pages of it, of my daily pages in this thing, you're gonna laugh, or maybe not, but
2023 was your first, that was your first cousin, right?
yeah.
I'm not laughing. That looks amazing. What are we
Well,
laughing at?
it's just not how I use these are daily pages. This is not
That
how I do
actually,
it.
and that's kind of funny because that looks like, if I squint really hard, that looks like how mine did at the time.
Yeah, I was doing so much. Like I've said this before, when I decided I wanted to do this, I took to YouTube and I was watching Whoops, I Did It Again. is that her name? Yeah. And then
Uh-huh.
like Rachel in Theory, like, and these people are like,
Get
but they
Rachel in Theory on the pod.
girl, I'm scared of
Girl.
her. I'm scared of her.
Nuh-uh.
She's so like well, I'm saying all of this because it was like, it was so like, well, I'm time blocking and I'm doing
Mm-hmm.
this. And I was like, oh, because I thought this was going to be my planner. And
Mm-hmm.
when I realized like, that's not going to work for me. But anyway, I
Yeah.
guess all of this to say, like, I think we desire to have the thing that we're seeing that
Yes.
we forget that you have to work through like some weirdness because it starts
Yeah.
this way but then
Yes.
finishes like this, you know what I mean?
Oh, oh, yes, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, no, I'm hearing that for sure. Or, you know, we see someone who's like, you can just tell they're in their bag more or less. I mean, I don't know. They know who they are, and you can see that through whatever creative project they're doing, whether they're like totally killing it on Substack or like they just have their reels down to an art or their journal just looks so consistent and so them. We
Yeah.
then want to emulate that because that's just, I mean, that's natural.
Yeah.
But we forget that like part of it is literally it's the play, it's the doing, it's the getting your fingers all inky. It's literally like you have to put in the time to get there. And I don't know, I've talked to so many people like over the years who are like, "Oh, my hand lettering is awful," or not even hand lettering, but just handwriting period. So bad, so bad, so bad. But then they work at it for even just a year, working on headings in their journal or planner, that's it. And they've
Yeah.
grown so much. And then they say, "You know what? It really all was about the practice this whole time." And so that's
Do you think like I have almost gotten to a place where like I have to not look at other people's cousins anymore because it
mhm,
doesn't,
mhm, mhm.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, I've been doing this for almost a decade, really. And to kind of go back to what it was like in the before times, and I know that we talked about this when we FaceTimed the other night too. Um, I will take the community that I have now and the big feelings that people sometimes have about what I
Mhm.
share over screaming into a void and just getting compliments from friends who don't engage in the craft. Does that make sense? Because I used to post my journal spreads and it would just be a bunch of friends and acquaintances being like, "Hey, this is really cool what you're doing.
Yeah.
Keep it up. I don't really understand it, but like it's kind of cool." And I'd be like, "Thank
Yeah.
you so much. This is great." Now, post COVID, I would say last 2, 3 years, it's been introduction of reels,
Mhm.
junk journaling going big on TikTok, people wanting to document their lives and keep ephemera and like go back to tangible and like, you know, media that you can hold. Like
Yeah.
there has been such a push to like, or not a push, but just, well, you know, you get it, you see it. Everybody's journaling, and that's so wonderful. But everybody's journaling. So when you're in a spot that doesn't feel very creatively inclined, or if you're in, you know, the B word or are experiencing burnout like characteristics or just in a mood, the last thing you want to do is see someone who's like really tuned in. No, okay, let me reword that. You can keep this in, it's okay. No, yeah, you keep it in, whatever. It's hard. It's hard to see people seeming to be thriving creatively when you feel like you're in a rut.
Mm.
And that I felt that way, you know, plenty of
Mm.
times over the past 7, 8 years for sure. Why not? I think everyone does at
Yeah,
times.
no, for sure. And I'm right there with you.
Do you want to go? Should we go into Hobonichi era really quick?
Yeah, absolutely. Hit
Let's
me.
do it. Okay. So bullet journaling 2016 to 2020 ish. Big break 2020 to 2021. Hardly journaled at all. Who's surprised? Whatever. On July 3rd, 2021, I will remember the day. I got a discounted Spring Start cousin. And yeah, I'd seen people use it here and there. And I'm trying to, this is not a flex necessarily, but I do think it's the reason why I did like it so much. So I am going to say it, and I'm sorry if it doesn't land right. But I wasn't inspired by any one person, and I didn't look to YouTube for this one. Like bullet journaling, I needed YouTube. I needed
Yeah.
Pinterest. This was simply because I had a grad school professor who had one in 2018 and let me thumb through it. And I had Hobonichi bookmarked since then on my computer. And that's the only, like, that's all I really knew about it. But I just remembered I loved the way the pages felt. And I
Mhm.
wanted this to truly be for me and to like dive back into my creativity. So yeah, I do remember following the Baird book. Love her. Put her right here.
Baird.
B-A-R-E, no, B-A-R-E-D.
Oh, a Baird. Okay, duh. Why
Baird,
am I like
a Baird
Shakespeare?
book. Yeah. But
And that's
she,
Bard. God, I'm stupid.
yeah, no,
Anyway.
you're doing great. But a Baird book was one. I think maybe Jane the Crazy, like earlier on, but like I still didn't have their style. I just was like, okay, they're using it and they're consistent. That's pretty cool. Maybe I can too. And I honestly didn't really share a whole lot. Like looking back at 2021, like what I posted on my feed, I filled up almost every day, and I shared maybe 3 pages, 5 pages until 2022. But
And it's still the same idea, like you're using your monthlies and your weeklies as a planner.
mhm. Yeah, okay. So here is May 2021. This was like, okay, so funny. May 4th, word of the day, chuggy. That was like the first time that
Oh
we as a
God.
collective heard the word chuggy. But isn't that funny? Like now I
Yeah.
know. Um, hmm. 12th, took a super cute walk through the neighborhood. 11th, got a kale salad from the co-op and added pine nuts. 28th,
Mm.
last day of school. And then I don't know, this made me laugh. I probably saw it on TikTok. 27th, not Tony the Braxton. I don't know why I put that in here. I don't have any, like, there's no other reference point, but it made me laugh at that
Yeah.
time. So anyway, and then weeklies, just like this, probably, I would say,
Mm.
most of the time. Who was I inspired by here? I was inspired by a couple of people during the time that I was like in my weeks. Plan to create
Mm-hmm.
with a two. Love
Mm.
her. She was an early inspo for sure for my Hobonichi. And I have a reading tracker. This is the most that I do. Like I don't have a reading journal. I don't
Yeah.
really write about books. I don't, well, I guess I did do stars,
Is
but
this written in or is it, I can't tell if it's like taped in or written in.
no, it's written in.
Reading
And
tracker.
I was using, oh my gosh, my first year. Do I have one on hand? I hope so. Yeah. Uniball Signal 0.28.
Yes, I bought one
So
of
tiny.
these. I bought one of these because of you, and
So
it
tiny.
is that is the devil's pen. I cannot,
Is
and I
it?
used it for a long time because I had bought them, but it's too thin for my handwriting. My handwriting gets so serial killer with a pen that small.
Yeah. And I will say, like, I don't use this hardly at all anymore. But when I was looking through these earlier in the summer, I was like, man, this was a vibe. Like this era. And when I was
Yeah,
just like doing things
that's
just
wild.
willy-nilly for myself. Oh,
Yeah.
like I wish I could bottle that feeling. I was having such a good year.
Let's talk about the last one. We have planner,
Yeah.
right?
Let's talk about my planner. So did I lie to you? I
I don't know.
literally, hold on. I didn't start a planner. I told
Oh yeah,
you
you
in
don't have
this
one.
pod. I
Yeah.
literally, no, but I
Oh, you
do.
do. Oh,
Well, how about this? It's not a work planner.
okay, great.
Do you see how
I
this
don't
gets muddy sometimes, even for me? This is called the B6 Classic Daily by Aura Estelle.
Uh-huh.
I love this thing. Full disclosure, they sent it to me, but I'm not sponsored. This is just a gifting experience. I do a little content planning in here, honestly, here and there. I do a little bit of like, yeah, I mean, I don't know, like here are some general goals for
Yeah.
a comeback to
Is it
YouTube.
like a notebook? Like, I'm in a common planner, common play. What is it
Are
called?
you are you in a common planner? A Sterling Ink common planner?
My work notebook is this.
Is it okay? So yes, we can call this a work notebook. This
Yeah,
is not
I'm
my
not
work
using this
planner.
as a planner at all.
No. And
I don't know
I
why I
will
bought
say,
this.
really, I love
Yeah.
Sterling Ink. Okay, so here's what I have right now. A B6 Aura Stell. It was an Annie Plans collaboration. It is the B6 Classic Daily. This was gifted to me, but I'm so glad that it was, and I'm so glad that I tried it. I also feel like at the beginning of the year, So, I lost my aunt in January, and then again, compounded effect with like all these things going on, sickness because I wasn't taking care of myself, whatever. I felt at one point, March, April, whatever, last time we tried to record, I was like, there's no reason for me to have 3 notebooks. And really, I do have a Leuchtturm 1917 right now that I do use for junk journaling literally once every 3 weeks. I'll do a spread just to like get some crap off my desk. But I do love having this. I will say I predominantly use it for my monthlies. And what that looks like, and I don't know, I mean, I'll share it from far away. But I will track my workouts in different, I love using mild liner highlighters for like everything is very much color coded in here. Hangs with friends. I have a little like tracker down here for like how much I made on social media because I do have like 8 streams of income. Don't get it twisted. Some of them literally make me $17 a month, but like also I want to see that because it's important information to track for tax purposes, but also for my mental health. I write little intentions, like some intentions for April were do not hurry, cultivate a positive outlook, embrace the in-between. I also wrote like when my bills were due because I still do benefit from like in some way, in some capacity, in some book, I still need to look at a calendar.
Yeah.
Like that's just as simple as that. So here's June 24th and 25th. Because there's nothing to say.
Yeah.
Completely empty.
So
But
so it is dated.
It's dated. Yes. Okay. Okay. Let me
Because
show
I
you
have
real quick.
mine is undated, and so I'm just using the back pages
Yeah.
of work stuff.
So it's a cool layout. I really like it. The months are nested. So hold on, let me find an
I don't even think I know what that means.
Well, I didn't really until this year either. I didn't know it had a term. So here we are. This is August 30th and 31st. We have daily pages both days. If you can see that. I mean, blank because they haven't happened yet.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, daily pages. And then so you're not flipping back to the start of the book.
Oh,
Or
I see.
then
I like that
seeing September. Yeah. Yeah. And I think that is honestly 40% of why I still use this thing because it is
really good to know.
It's awesome. I really do like it. And then at the top of the week, okay, so then after your calendar page, you get a free for all blank space to write whatever. I write intentions, I write TBR, whatever classes I want to go to this month, things I want to do, things I want to buy, wish list, whatever. And then on the left side, I don't know if you can see it here, but you get like a little weekly. This is like Hobonichi Weeks vibes.
Yeah.
But just a little, it's nice.
Yeah.
It's nice, but I'm not filling it up all the way because it's not meeting all of my needs. I don't know if I have the needs. Is that making sense?
No, totally.
Anyway.
Because it's exactly how I feel about this.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I had special plans for it. Like I liked the gold pages. I liked having something similar to my cousin to be my everyday carry. But at the end of the day, I just need a work notebook. And I think I just like that it's Tomoe River paper. You know what? I think literally that's it.
That's it. Yeah. And I love, so I tried a Sterling Ink Common Planner, which that I Franken hoboed and
oh yeah. Oh my God. I had already forgotten.
Well, and that's what's so crazy is like we could talk, when you have season 2 of Paper People, have me back on and we can talk about all the things that we didn't get to talk about.
I do want to talk about a lot of things. So that is unfortunately going to have to happen. But
well, it's great. You have me back because I would love to talk about, we didn't even talk about Taylor rank. That's crazy, dude.
God.
I know. Like, come on. But really, like, so yeah. Do I regret doing this? No. Do I wish that I still had my Sterling Ink Common Planner to like hold and show in journaling videos? Maybe, perhaps.
Do you like fully like?
Oh, I like.
Yeah.
But guess what? You know what? I did that with my Midori Hibino too.
I was gonna ask about that.
Loved it. It just wasn't for me. Like, I don't know. It's just been interesting for me as someone who likes to try things and as someone who very likes publicly
to share that you're trying. Yeah.
Likes to share that I'm trying and I would like a witness. That's my brand. It just wasn't for me. That doesn't mean it wasn't a beautiful book. I feel that way about both of those things. The B6 Common Planner with gold foil edges from Sterling Ink Have you ever seen a more beautiful book? I mean, objectively, like
I
it's
hate
gorgeous.
the gold. I hate the foil. And
You
I'm
stop that
sorry,
right
and
now.
I'm
You're
sorry,
crazy.
I
So
hate it.
do you have the
Girl,
gold foil or no?
no.
No.
I
Because
was
they have the
raised
option to
I was
not.
raised in the Bible Belt, baby girl. I don't need a gold foiled Bible ass looking. No.
It leaned very
It
Bible.
gives Bible.
Can I just say right now, really quick, Cookie
Please.
the dog has been so good.
She has been so good.
I had a moment. I don't know if you just caught that, but I was like, "Oh, you've just been sitting here staring at me and being so sweet the whole
That's
time."
so funny. I feel the exact same way about Elaine. And she's not even staring at me. She's doing her own thing, but she got her headphones
Shut
on.
up. That's
Yeah,
amazing. I will say, so you do a decent amount of I'm going off track. I'm going off track and
please.
I'm going to bring us back to the Midori Hibino. Don't worry. But I still, if I'm recording a voiceover, I need Eric to be at work or I
Oh,
need to go to my car. I
I
can't.
said, I filmed a flip through earlier and I said, I need to put your headphones in. I need you to go to the bedroom, shut the door. And in the video, I say, because she pops out for a second and I'm like, no, no. I'm like, I'm
Get out of
having a
here.
conversation. You're not
Mhm.
invited. Yeah.
I do feel also like, I mean, my excuse is the acoustics are just like better in my car. That's what I
Mm,
say. Um,
so funny.
but yeah, I do appreciate that. And I think Eric appreciates it too, that I can
Yeah.
go like, I mean, I've got my journaling desk. It's crazy. I've got so much stuff just hanging out right here. And before he gets home from work, I'm going to move it all back into the
Oh, I
guest room.
wouldn't.
But
I would leave it all out
yeah,
there.
stay it
Yep.
all. But yeah, anyway, but he's very supportive of my antics, and he'll give me like he's a baseball card collector, and
Oh,
sometimes when he
cute.
has yeah, and he's gosh, I think it's Allen and Ginter, but I don't know like what the Allen and Ginter card deck. I don't know if it's tops. Like I might be speaking.
Oh,
You know who would
like,
understand maybe is Shelby Dodge and Nicole
yeah.
LOL plans. They'll get it.
Yes.
But I'll get like Peloton instructors. I'll get their cards. And then like oh, gosh, like actors from I got CT from like the
Oh,
challenge or
nice. Yeah.
MTV lore.
Yeah.
So he'll be like, here, this is not a player, but like this might be nice for your, for your
That's
junk
so
journal, for your
cute.
journal. Yeah. So that's really nice. But that
Oh,
was like, before all those like viral videos where it's like people there's
yeah.
this really funny one of a couple out to eat and then the boyfriend or partner is like holding up a piece of chicken and is like for your junk journal.
That's so
And
cute.
I love it. It's cute. Anyway, okay, back to whatever.
Oh, right. Yes. Yeah. But I forgot we
Back
weren't just like, yeah. Okay.
talking
Back
about
to,
yeah. So tried the Sterling ink. It was beautiful, but lo and behold, wasn't for me. That was late
but I
2023.
think that's cool. Like, because
Thank you. I do too.
I get really, I don't know, I have this conversation with my friend Grant a lot where I'm like, I wanted to try the Avec for this year, but I
Mhm.
chickened out because I like the idea of the same thing across the board as
Mhm.
a collector, but
Mhm. Mhm.
it does inhibit me a bit to be like to try something new and be creative in that way. So,
Sure. No, I get that. I mean, that's why, I've got four Hobonichi cousins. I get it.
yeah.
Like
Hmm.
I wanted to keep with it. And that's why I went back to one in 2024 after I tried the Sterling Ink Comic Planner.
I am curious what you did with your Hobino. Is it still around?
I think it is still like in my desk. I know the Common Planner's gone.
Mm-hmm.
Habino went. Well, do you know the story about this? It's a funny
Mm,
story.
what
So
is
what had happened was that I had my Midori Habino in my like beige cover Moterm,
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
beige colored Moterm cover, and I switched it out for this guy one random night before spring break. Yeah. Do you see where I'm going with this?
A little
So
bit.
I'm getting packed to go to like, it was parent teacher conferences or like even worse, it was career and academic planning conferences, which if you work at a high school, it's just well, helping the kids choose their classes for the next year. It was
Mhm.
wild, lots of parent interaction and whatever. So I was going from like 13-hour days into like a 5-hour day into a 10-hour drive up to Chicago.
Oh,
I was throwing crap in my bag because this was Chicago Stationery Fest. And so
yeah.
obviously I wanted to bring my Habino. Hello. I'm hanging out with Sam Voschel. Like
Oh,
she has a Habino too. I know you
yeah.
talked to her. I'm so
She's got a
excited to hear that
beautiful one.
episode.
She spent her birthday with me.
I know
I
that.
was like, what are you
Did
doing
you
here?
address that while you were chatting, or did you find
Yes,
out
because that's
later?
how I learned it.
Yeah.
I was like, "What are your plans for the day?" And she's like, "Oh,
He's
it's
so
my
funny.
birthday." I was like,
Yeah.
"What?"
Yeah. I probably would, like, if it were a Saturday, and you were
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I'm free this day," I would spend
Not
my
me.
birthday with you.
Not
No.
me. Hell
We
no.
need to
No
talk about
offense.
that too. You got a big one coming up next week. It's
Yeah.
exciting. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Um, yes, and so you didn't
Anyway,
bring anything with you to
ultimately, I did not bring my Midori Hibino, which was technically what I was in. So it was so funny because here I am at Chicago Stationery Fest leading a meetup,
Uh-huh.
meeting Helen, the Coffee
Uh-huh.
Monsters Co., meeting all these friends that I've made over the course of 3-4 years,
Yeah.
sitting with Sam with her Midori Hibino. In my
Uh-huh.
head, I'm thinking, oh, we could do so many cute little pictures of the coffee shop,
Uh-huh.
whatever. And I have this, because at the time, what did I have? Nothing. I had this like, I do, a little, I think I showed this earlier, but I just do a little like note
Yeah.
to myself, a little letter to myself. And that's what I had. And then I think like I had started on this page from like a coffee
Mhm.
shop the day before. And so Helen asked me, she's like, "Can I film your like a little flip through of your
Oh,
book for my YouTube vlog?" And I was like, "Sure." And then she takes
your
it and then
sweet
she's like,
pages.
so she's standing up, she's filming, and then she looks at me and she's like, "What's happening here?" And I was like, "I have to tell you the whole story." So anyway, it was a little silly,
Oh, that's
but I'm so glad that it happened this way because at my Not Afraid of Paper journaling meetup, I was able to have people sign
yeah.
my journal. And I encouraged, this was Sam's idea. She encouraged me to do this, but I wrapped up the meetup with other people exchanging their journals and
Oh,
doing, I know
that's
you did this with Rachel when you met up with her this weekend.
amazing.
It's so
Yeah.
fun to be able to like exchange that way.
And
And
it's a
yeah, so
page you
fun.
don't have to do. That is my
Snaps to
hack on
that.
catching up on
Yeah,
in your
get your
book.
friends to
Yes.
write with you. But
Yeah.
yeah, oh, another thing I think I wanted to bring up too is people are like, "Oh, what, do you ever journal with other people? Would you ever?" And like it is so nice to be able to find someone in your area who is interested in this, even just a little bit, and you can kind of like my friend Carly, she's awesome. She's just a true friend. Like we were in well, I guess she is kind of an online friend because we built our friendship through like story
Yeah.
exchanges, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
So maybe we are a little bit like that's how our friendship started, but we met up at coffee shops like during the very beginning of 2020, and then again we started up in 2021 when we felt like we could again.
Mhm.
um but that it was so nice, and like even just having that like body doubling effect. Well, and that's why so many people when they're watching Paper People, they
That's what
are,
I want.
and
Yeah.
it's incredible to see, and it's been so fun for me to see like as a fan of you. And
I know.
yeah,
It's
anyway, so
been
I
that's
just I
very
love
nice. Thank
I
you.
love it. No, I love it so much. And I've admittedly haven't watched every single episode yet because I've
Well,
been in my weird,
cut it.
having my
No, I'm
weird
just
year.
kidding.
Yeah, cut this out right now. But no, but like, but I've been saving certain ones for
Yeah.
a little, a Hobonichi Saturday, whether
Yeah.
that's a
No, I
Friday
do the
night or a
same.
Sunday
I do the
morning.
same with Real Housewives. Like, I'm
Yeah.
not caught up in any way because that is my journaling time. And
Yes.
it's like, it's very special to me and I protect it at all costs when I
Yeah.
can. And yeah, I'm grateful
Yeah.
that anybody like has this on while they're working. So,
Um, I wanted to talk about like my origin story a little bit more, and maybe we can do that next time. But my mom is an at a glance planner girly and has been for decades. And
yeah.
she is I mean, yeah, talk about inspiration. She's my biggest inspiration. And she always had Mead notebooks on hand just to like jot stuff down. I took a Mead notebook from her stack to write Rugrats and Powerpuff Girls fan fiction when I was 6 years old.
Mhm.
That's where my journaling journey started. I mean, hello. But she is a dedicated, see, is it August or September? I don't know. But she does think of September 1st as her personal new year.
Oh,
Her birthday
why
is
is
September
that?
10th. Her
Oh, I
birthday is
see.
September 10th.
Okay, of
I
course.
think
Yeah.
that's the biggest thing. And also
Yeah.
she operates, she was raising kids for however long. So like at least thinking about like my childhood and
Hmm.
even adolescence, like she just is very much like we had great summers. She was very um oh gosh, speaking of summer, she did this awesome thing one summer where she took a Mead notebook and kind of like 5-year journal vibes, she wrote like our one favorite thing a day.
Oh,
And she
I
had
love
a
that.
space, Melissa, Claire, Graham, and then my stepdad and my stepbrother. Like, what was your favorite thing of the day? And she still had it. And I got to go. I will try to find a picture because I think
Yeah,
at
that's
some
cool.
point over the last couple of years, I took a picture of it to post on my story. It was summer 2002. And yeah, like that's a really cool thing to have. So even though I don't necessarily have my journals from that time because I had a hissy fit and a moment of like just minimalism, I guess. And I don't
Yeah.
have some of my tangible items from that time anymore. I do have that, which was like a family record. And I know you've talked to several people and friends about like how they are memory keeping for their families. And I think that that is super cool. I love, mostly Maddie is doing that. I know Megan Splawn is doing that.
Yeah.
Sam Vochel's doing that.
Marissa
My
Hobbies is
yes,
doing that.
Marissa, my
Yeah.
bestie Naomi, who also was, I mean, we were in grad school together and we did this stuff. Like, it is important for them to keep memories for their
Yeah.
family. And I think that that's so beautiful. And it's like really touching to me because it brings me back to my mom doing that too.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, that's
anyway,
so sweet.
but yeah, so anyway, my mom being like so like late summer, early fall, like locked in. This is my new year. I'm getting a new planner. Everything's new, new, new. That's me in April.
Yeah,
So
and I think that's great.
yeah. So yeah, what are we thinking for like the Hobonichi? I mean, are we thinking anything? Are you gonna buy anything for the new year in September, October when things start dropping?
You know, no, I hate to tell you that I got caught up in the frenzy. Remember when like the website crashed
Was
and
that last
everyone was
year?
like,
Yeah.
"Yes."
Yeah,
And I
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
"Oh, I'm not gonna do that." And it's always around my youngest nephew's birthday, so I'm always at my parents' house. And I
Mm-hmm.
just got like caught up in it. I was like, "Oh," so I ended up from Atlas ordering this year's Hobonichi um it around that time, and I was so annoyed because I was like, it's just gonna sit in like on my bookshelf until January. Like I don't even start until I finish my previous years, and record show I'm not done until like the 6th of January. But anyway,
Totally.
so I'm it's not high on my list. If I start thinking that like places won't carry them and they'll run out, maybe, but
Mm-hmm.
why would that ever happen?
Right. Hobonichi, probably not, especially like a cousin. Maybe
Yeah.
some of the covers, but even still,
Yeah.
it's like
And
whatever.
I don't, it can't fit in a cover, respectfully. So I don't, I
Yeah,
just,
exactly,
yeah.
exactly. That was kind of my thing, operating from a scarcity mindset will get you every time. But my Midori Habino, it was like it was on my mind, on my mind, on my mind. 2022, beginning of 2023, and the beginning of 2024, I missed out because they just didn't either. They
Oh,
didn't
really?
supply that many. Yeah, so it does happen. I'm not saying
See, and
actually.
that would have absolutely pushed me to buy one.
Well, I think that's why I ended up with one because I had a little extra money here and there to Atlas where I could treat myself in this way just to see if I liked it. And I was in it, going through the artist's way, working through grieving from the loss of my aunt, working through, I mean, I liked it. I didn't dislike it. I just was in such an odd spot. Odd is such an interesting word to use. It was more than that. But January and February sucked. So I didn't feel very like inspired or happy to be like,
Yeah.
there were
Trying something
no
new. There's no
there were
comfort.
no well, right, and there
Yeah.
were no like Hobonichi. I mean, it wasn't Hobonichi, but there were no Midori Habino Saturdays to be had. Like that was not
Yeah.
something that I was doing. I was kind of catching up on it because I was like, oh, not like, okay, not, oh, I'll want to share this online someday, but I will want to have an accurate record of my year someday to
Hmm.
then also share. Like I'm not saying it in a
Yeah.
way, it's still
Yeah.
that, but I did feel like I put a little bit of pressure on myself around that time to document things because I was having so many big feelings that I thought that it was something that I needed to do.
Hmm.
So this is where I go back to saying like sometimes I'm a little too silly, sometimes I'm a little like I need to be a little more serious. I am a textbook Enneagram 7 for the good reasons and the bad, and I couldn't sit and write my thoughts down. Like even my 5 year from that time was still just like here's what I ate, here's who I saw, here's what happened at work.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't talking about like here's
Yeah. No,
you know, you
you
know,
get too close to it, I think.
too close to it 100%. And I was also at that time like really leaning on my friends and family and having some like, really great discussions and
Yeah.
good time with everybody, like processing my feelings and stuff, but it just wasn't really happening on paper. And I think that that's okay. Like taking breaks is okay. And I do that from time to time, but sometimes I don't allow myself enough time.
Yeah, well, also, Megan and I talk about this too, which you have referenced, like who decides what a break is?
Totally. Well, who does decide what a break is? I don't know. Um, yeah, you will get a lot of feedback if you say you're going to take a break. I will say this. Let me just say this. I look back at my archive. I don't know if you ever do this. I do this when I'm back journaling, but I'll look. Do you go on your Instagram story and you can see like little circles of when you have posted
Mhm.
stories?
Mhm.
Okay. All right. So you know where I'm going with this.
Hmm.
2024, if you would have asked me how many days did I take off Instagram, I would have said, I try to lean into my friend Hannah Mormon's like view on this, which is this is when I'm at my healthiest, this is what I do. 1 day off a week, 1 week off a month, 1 month off a year.
Mhm.
I've done
Never not.
that listen, I struggle weirdly enough. I will like cheat by if someone reposts me or whatever, I'll log on like really quick for 10 minutes, like right before I go to bed that night. So it is hard to say like I've taken a full day off.
Hmm.
I will at times go away for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 10 days, 4 days. But it's been a very long time. I did do that in May for checks notes, 8 days. But I will say that 2019 to 2022, I was doing that fairly regularly and I had a better like attitude towards creating online and showing up. And in 2020, I guess 2023 or 2024, I can't remember. It doesn't matter. Both of those years, probably. I posted an Instagram story for 350 of those days.
I know, I would love
That's
to go back. I
crazy.
feel like I'm gonna, when we get off the call, go back and look and see.
I have to look. I've, you know, again, I was off a little bit here and there. I've taken like weekends because this didn't help my B word problem, but from March to the middle of June, I was working 6 days a week. And I was like wondering why, because I knew that like the school year was coming to an end.
Hmm.
It was crazy. And I did that thing that you referenced too, less so now, but like when I was really in my weekly Substack posting, I would spend an entire, usually Saturdays, I was like writing IEPs and like paperwork for school and doing like laundry and whatever. Sunday, it was Substack day
Mm-hmm.
and or TikTok vlog day.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, I mean, I was like, oh, I didn't really work, but like I was still, my brain was still active in this way. And I was still like trying to get people's
Yeah.
attention or get people's money in whatever way, you know.
Yes.
And it was tough. But anyway, I don't know how to bring that back and wrap that up to where I was. But
No,
anyway,
yeah.
yeah, what's a break? What is a break? And what does it look like? Does it look like what Megan did, which is just, go dark on Instagram and then like slowly start to come back just to consume content and then post when you feel ready? I've
Mm.
done that before too.
Megan has said something to me in the past about like a cigarette break. And I'm
Mhm.
like, oh, yeah, like it, right. Like it doesn't have
Yeah,
to be, I
no.
think we hear like take a break from social media and we
Yeah.
think that it is supposed to be like a month, but who,
Yeah.
who decided?
Or even that you have to like have some type of, come back with some type of thesis or to be like, this is what I learned on my break. Here's how I went Walden style. And it's like,
Mhm.
you don't
Well,
like,
Walden still saw his mom every week.
I'm saying. And also, I feel like I do a pretty good job. I can still be pretty logged on and touch grass, if that
Mhm.
makes sense. And I can
Mhm.
do neither of those things. I'm not saying that I have to be. I'm just saying that there are ways, it ebbs and flows. It seriously ebbs and flows. And yeah, well, sad news, sort of. It's stupid. I know you love your brick. You love your brick.
Yeah, yours didn't work, right?
No. And it's sad. And I'm not faulting. I think I chose something wrong the first time I was setting up the app, and I have not been able to recover that. And I've messaged them. I need to message them back. That's on me. So I've not been using the brick, but I have been using this app called Refocus,
Mm-hmm.
and it blocks me from, and I have the free version, and I block Instagram for 8 hours. And then I have like a
Oh, that's good.
2 hour break or whatever. Then
Yeah.
I come back and sometimes I bypass it. Like, especially, the past couple of months, I've been bypassing it here and there for sure.
Yeah.
But it's
I
kind of
have
nice because
my time I set for 2.5 hours, and some
yeah.
days early in the day I reach it.
hmm I struggle with pickups. I have,
Mm.
because Refocus also looks at how many pickups you have per
Oof.
day. Ew, it's awful. But then I'm thinking, like, how many times am I picking up my phone to like set a timer? Hey Siri,
Yeah.
set a timer for
Same. Yeah.
whatever. Yeah, so I don't know. I just I think it was Hunter Harris. I love following her on Substack, but she had a funny note or just like a little quip that was like, I have released myself from caring about screen time. Like
Oh,
I
1,000%. Well,
like it's not my
I
business.
no, and to be honest, I'm telling you a little secret now. Elaine and I fall asleep to Frasier or 30 Rock every night.
I love that.
And it's on my phone because I have to, like, if I can't hear it, I can't fall asleep. And so it is on my phone and not on the TV because then I can't really sleep well.
hmm
And so my screen time automatically is at least 8 hours.
Yeah.
Often, and so I could never, until they let me block like Hulu from screen time, I can't even
Yeah.
look at it because it's like
Totally.
15 hours a day it says I'm on my phone.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah. Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
but
Which
that's
that's
not
not a
it.
no. That's not
Yeah.
it. That's not it.
But also, I
Yeah.
don't care. It's for
I
work.
don't, yeah.
I don't care. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out Hunter Harris because agreed.
Shout out Hunter Harris. That is, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. So let's talk about who's inspiring us right now. I'll go
Okay.
first. Substack, you,
Thank you.
obviously. And then Hunter Harris and the Hung Up. Oh my gosh. Hung Up publication and the chat. Like,
Okay. I'll
whenever
check
there's
her out.
something, so like Traders, when Traders
Uh-huh.
is on, there's a chat. Survivor, maybe. Bachelor, Bachelorette, definitely a chat. Real Housewives, I don't know, just because there's so much going on but like maybe that's something
Ooh.
that you could start. I'm just saying. But
Oh,
her
girl.
Love Island chat had
I
me
bet it's so good.
howling and kicking my feet. I wanted to post so many more screenshots, but that's not the vibe, because it's like pay for her stuff.
Yeah.
Love Hunter Harris on Substack.
Do
Love
you listen to
you.
her podcast?
Let me just say that. Let me say this. Is that what it is?
I think so. I only
Or
know
is
her
that
from my podcast when she makes the rounds on all my gay little podcasts.
so Peyton Dix, I
Uh-huh.
think she and Peyton Dix, I think, have a
Yeah.
podcast called Let Me
hmm
Say This. I
I think
think
it
that's
is.
what it's
Yeah.
called.
Yeah.
I have listened to like an episode or two.
I
Can
know. I
I
need to
tell you
jump in.
something?
Are you
This is
not
a
a podcast
secret.
girly?
Kind of not so much. I enjoy, well, I know, I know how you feel about this. One time, Eric and I, because it was like the only thing that we could really agree on, we listened to 13 straight hours of normal gossip.
And did it
Okay.
break you? Or did you
No,
love it?
but
Okay.
but but I don't listen. I don't have any. There is not one podcast that I listen to. You know what I'm trying to say? Like no podcast that's on like 3 days a week where I'm like, oh, I really need to listen to that.
Yeah.
But I want to. It's like my friend Joe and her husband Matt, they have a podcast.
Mm.
And Cookie is out here. She's about to bring you a toy, by the way.
Oh, good. I want one.
So but anyway, like I have friends who are podcasting and I want to
Yeah.
support them and listen. There's a really sweet follower that I have who mentioned me in one of her podcast
Aw.
episodes. I know, so sweet. And she sent it to me and I'm so bad at listening to podcasts. People recommend podcasts to me all the time,
Well,
NPR adjacent things. And I'm just like, I don't know why, but I almost always listen when I'm in the car. And when I'm in the car, I want to be listening to my 2000s metalcore and pop punk playlist.
yeah,
Because
I
that's
think if
just
you don't have a long commute and if you have coworkers, then you just like miss the podcast of it all. You know what I mean? Like
totally, yeah.
I cannot work without a podcast.
Totally hear you. And I know that about you.
Yeah.
And I always, but that's the thing. It's like, I'll even ask you or other people who either work from home or love to have it on in the background through
Mm.
their TV. And I'll be like, oh yeah, I'm writing these down. And then I never I
Yeah.
just don't. But I mean, Paper People, I feel is a little different because it's on YouTube. There's a visual component and it's like perfect for when you're sitting. And like when I listened to yours and Natasha's, the very first episode, I was like, oh, oh, baby, this is what we've needed
What?
in the
No, that's
community.
too nice. Well,
No,
and
but
now I'm
I'm
putting you on
serious.
Well, now I'm going to put you on blast. And
Do it.
when
Oh,
I
please. I know what you're going to say. Do it. Do it. Say it. Say it.
when I was you and I were texting and
Uh-huh.
we literally, you can go back and look at the text,
Oh, yeah.
at the same time shared
At the
that
same
I
time.
said I'm starting a podcast and you said I want to do the Substack thing literally on the minute.
Oh, God.
And
But it really had happened.
I think you should, well, I don't want to speak for you, but
Mm.
you had a project in mind very similar to this and you
Mm-hmm.
nixed it, and I want to encourage you not to nix it if you would
Thank
like
you.
to
That's very
share the
kind.
people.
I think it couldn't have shaken out any better and any differently because I don't think I would have done well mentally. And we've talked about this. We could, for the viewers at home, we love each other. There's a very mutual love and respect, and like
Yes.
talking offline, like we're sending each other voice memos. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? But like, we do a lot of the same stuff. We have a lot, like huge overlap in audience for sure. And I think that that's what got me. But my point is that you doing it and you having, to go off of what you were saying about us texting at the same time, my text was, I was thinking about doing this, but I might not. Your text was the paper people imagery with everything. You know what I mean? Like you were branded already. So I was
Yeah.
like, oh, okay. Like this is happening. Launches next week. I'm like not, So, but it worked out because I wouldn't have ever, okay. If the roles were reversed and I was like further along in the project, there's no way I would be on episode 10 / episode probably 20 of production. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
wasn't there.
But you still, I think my yes and everything you said was very nice and I appreciate it. But I think I still want you to do it.
Thank you.
Like it's
Okay,
I never think like when someone starts a YouTube channel or like a new journaling thing pops up, like I get tagged in
sure.
so many new Instagram accounts, that are like, oh, I started this
Hmm.
because of you. I'm
Hmm.
like, great. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And so I also feel the same way about like you doing it is like it'll be different because you're doing it.
Because then it's so true. And you're so right. And I know that. And
Ugh,
you know
I
that.
really
Everyone knows
am.
that about anybody. You really are. Leo season is coming. But Taurus season too. I mean, it's the
Honestly.
vibe.
Yeah.
But I do think that I'm kind of reworking something I actually had in my brain like a couple years ago. I actually interviewed my friend Ashley Abramson, who is so funny. If she journaled at all, I would suggest that she's on the pod,
Mhm.
but she doesn't journal. I think her and Megan would hit it off because
Mm.
they've got that writer, they're both writers and moms and everything. But she's amazing and has been a long time online friend of mine and a big supporter. I've interviewed her and my friend Claire Edwards, the Claire Necessities, who is a lifestyle influencer
Oh
who
yeah.
lives down the street from me. Like
I
we
am
love
watching the stories.
Claire is incredible, and her reach, I mean, I don't know, she just shows up so organically and she's so good at what she does, like truly incredible.
Yeah.
And I also like value having her as a friend, and we try not to like talk shop too much when we're together because I can imagine that that's annoying for her. But that's the thing, I think it's annoying. She loves it. She's like,
Yeah.
no, here, I've been thinking about this, kind of like how you are.
Yeah.
But okay, so like going back, I'm jumping all over the place, but like going back to inspiration, like super inspired by the Claire Necessities. I'm super inspired by people who just approach things very
Mhm.
organically. And I love people with a writing background. I just feel like we need to lean into that. And like Hunter Harris has got it, Megan Splawn has got it, my friend Ashley Abramson has got it.
I need
I
to
have
look her
another
up.
friend, Kate Watson, who's got it. Um, Again, these people aren't like Kate and Ashley specifically, they're not like trying to build something huge and big, but like I cite them as huge inspirations. I think a lot of people might be able to relate to this, but as far as like setting up your pages, I do get questions like how do you look at a blank page
Mm-hmm.
and end up with this?
Mm-hmm.
People sometimes can't believe that I am not looking to a reference, but I find that like reading the newspaper,
Yeah,
reading a
I need
magazine,
to
and
do
like
that.
looking at print media and seeing how that is super inspiring to me. What am I going to let bleed into like a chunk or a
Yeah.
paragraph? You know what I'm saying? Like you get it,
Yeah.
and I'm not trying to like talk down at all because I don't even know the words that I'm trying to use. But like the layout of certain things is like something that I love to play with. And it really is just like, I'm not looking at a reference. I'm just doing it. And I hope that other people can do that too and find the joy in it because it is fun. Oh, can I show you?
Please.
This is a
Oh my
random page I
God.
opened up too. This
You
is when
know,
I mocked up
yes, and I
my rainbow mug.
referenced that a lot when because I think you tagged me in it, and so I had to keep going back and looking at it to be like, wait, is this
Yeah.
close to the color? That's so
And then
cute.
this is like, you do things like this too. I've done things like this since my bullet journaling days. It's been fun, but I don't do it often. But like, this was just a sweet note from a
Yeah,
coworker.
that's
So
so
like,
nice.
that's the kind of stuff that I do that like definitely isn't like, I see that online. Either you did it or someone else. And I'm like, oh, that's nice to do. But I'm not like replicating it, if that makes
Yeah.
sense. Because then it
No,
doesn't
I
feel
get
like
it.
me. And then I get all turned up about it.
Claire, I would love to. Well, I would not love to end the episode.
Oh.
But I would love to ask you the closing question, which is, what is something you've learned about yourself through journaling?
Something I've learned about myself through journaling. Well, where do I begin? I mean, I should have really thought about this before
I know.
I
I
got
hope
on.
nobody ever asked me this question because I don't have an
Well,
answer.
it's so nice to approach it authentically, I believe, but I can't narrow it down to one thing. What I have learned about myself cannot be like accurately,
Yeah.
put in a little ball and given to you in 1 minute. But I've learned that I am artistic, not just creative. I have learned that being a documentarian is so important for me. It's important for my mental health. It's important for um, just like my overall creative process. I feel very alive when I am tracking anything, whatever, in this way. And I've made so many great connections, both in person and online. And I truly can't imagine my life without journaling. And so I don't really know if that totally answers the question, but like
Oh, it does.
journaling and Claire are like so like there's no way I can't even picture my life without it. Like it's just that important to me. And I am so glad that I found it again in my early 20s. And yeah, it's carried me through some tough times of my life and it has helped me to remember that it's all about having fun. It's all about making memories and recording those memories for hopefully years to come. Hopefully I don't have another minimalist moment where I like throw them in the
You
trash, but
better not. Oh my
I
God.
won't. Anyway, I hope that answered the question. I don't know if it did.
It did, which is, and this is something we can get into part two, but when you kind of lightly hinted about not posting journaling content anymore, it was sort of like, oh no, like we've lost a
Yeah.
soldier.
Yeah. And that's the thing. I don't know. And we're going to keep coming back to, and I'm going to keep revisiting the idea of not being a resource, but still being inspiration. And that's kind of how I want to approach things going forward. We all know Chapel Roan uses a Leuchtturm 1917. We know that certain creative people, Melanie Linsky, she has a Hobonichi. Like
Wow.
I think I have these things all filed away in my head. I want my content, I guess, how people interact with me in the same way that they're interacting with me now through watching this, that journaling is a part of me. It's always going to be a part of me. I'm always going to be doing it.
Mhm.
But I have other things to share and I would like a witness and I would love to have you along for the ride. And that's my like closing statement. So always the journaling is always going to be happening. And I'll probably want to talk about it, but I don't see myself being like journaling content creator. Here
Yeah.
are all of the ways that I don't know. I'm past that. I don't want to do it
Yeah.
anymore.
I think it's
I'm
great.
ready for someone else to do it.
Yes. I
Yeah.
love that. Very well said. We're taking
Yeah.
applications. Submit below.
Submit below. Yeah, literally like